Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Jewel, and if you are new here, hello. Make sure to subscribe if you find yourself enjoying the content. I'm really excited for today because it has been a long time coming, and I honestly didn't think I would make a video about it because I thought it was impossible to come up with an Instagram aesthetic. So without further ado, today's video is about how to make your Instagram aesthetic. Just taking a scroll back through my page, historically, I have never been good about sticking with one specific aesthetic, dating all the way back to like 2018 when I was doing like Instagram modeling, and you basically were just posting good quality pictures of yourself that were from all these different photographers, so it never really was cohesive. Then I got more into lifestyle stuff where I was off at college because I was really busy. It just became iPhone photo dumps is what I'm trying to say. Photo dumps became popular. I stopped really caring about my aesthetic on Instagram because it just wasn't really relevant to my life. Now that I work in social and I work in digital, where I realize the importance of having an aesthetic and consistency when theming and branding, and it's just taken on a whole life of its own. And so something that used to really stress me out is something that now really inspires me. And before, I felt like Instagram aesthetics were hindering because I wanted to just post whatever I wanted, and you know, like that's what I wanted to do back then. But now I find it actually really helps me organize my thoughts and my process when it comes to posting on Instagram, because now I feel like instead of just posting whatever I want, it needs to fit in the color scheme, the vibe, the tone. That kind of gives me more to work with now that I am coming out of burnout. Like sometimes a blank canvas is just overwhelming, and so now that I'm like, okay, I'm trying to stick with this aesthetic and this theme in order to achieve this overall vibe when you're on my feed, it's really helped me become a better creator in the past couple of months. So I want to shout out my friend Sierra because she has helped me with Instagram aesthetics. Again, I've always thought I was not able to do this because it just seemed tedious and stressful, but I actually find it very enjoying now. Tip number one is you need to find motivation and inspiration. So first of all, get motivated. Why are you doing this? Are you wanting to get more followers? Are you wanting to just organize your life? Are you wanting to romanticize your life? Are you wanting to, like, what is it? And then with that goal in mind, what do you want people to feel when they're on your page? Do you want them to feel inclined to follow you? Do you want them to feel motivated? Do you want them to leave? Like, what is it? And then once you figure that out, find inspiration that will help you achieve that. So for me, I like to look at the content creators that I aspire to be like, and like I love the way that their page makes me feel. So I'll look at theirs, screenshot the feed, like take note of the colors they're using, take note of the IG highlights, take note of each individual photo, but how that looks overall, right? Like, are they posting up close detail shots of their shoes, or do they not have any of those photos? Like, do they have pictures of coffee mugs? Like, what type of content do they like mix in? Next, kind of goes into inspiration as well. Get on Pinterest, get on Instagram, save photos that inspire you and Instagram feeds that inspire you. So on Pinterest, I love looking up like aesthetic Instagram feeds, and there are literally screenshots of feeds that there's all the different vibes that you can go for, the color schemes, the different branding, the different tactics. Like literally Pinterest has it all. So go there and kind of make like a mood board of what you want your Instagram feed to look like. And then I do the same thing on Instagram. So I will save certain photos that I really like of other creators, or I will try to organize my saved ones into albums so that I can like really make an aesthetic feed based on one vibe, right? Like I wouldn't put a pink and a green photo in the same album if I was going for like one cohesive color palette, if that makes sense. So splitting them up between albums also really helps. Next, a really big tip is to have an accountability partner. So it was just so helpful that I work in digital and my best friend is my coworker, and we do this for a living, but we also are influencers, so we kind of had an incentive to motivate each other, if that makes sense. And it was nice to have her as an accountability partner to make sure I'm posting, to really make sure I'm getting content that matches this new aesthetic I'm going for. And so having someone that will like check in on you or also just give you inspiration and who is also on their grind is really nice, just to keep you kind of wanting to continue this journey, okay? Because when you start out, the Instagram feed's not gonna magically turn into your aesthetic unless you like spam post and get an entire feed worth. But for me, it worked over a course of like 2 months. Then that feeds into my next thing, which is the color scheme. So really, again, you can use the Pinterest or the Instagram save feature to come up with the colors that you really want, but it's really gonna depend on how you edit your photos and how you take, where you take your photos. But right now, the aesthetic is city vibes. So a lot of buildings, a lot of walls, a lot of streets, and skies, as long as they're edited a certain way, which I use a mix between Lightroom, a preset that I've been using for like a really long time, or a preset on Tezza, which Sierra got me into Tezza app. So I've got one there that I like to use on some of my reels and my Instagram feed photos. So I switch between those, and then Cameron is also a photographer, and so he has a preset that I really like as well that he uses on photos he takes of me. So they're all within the same color scheme though, and that's really the whole point of this, is the way you edit your photos is really gonna have a huge effect on the overall cohesiveness and consistency of your Instagram aesthetic. So next I use an app called Unum, and it lets you plan your feed. So now I can like literally see what my feed will look like when I add different photos. But I can at least go in and see what the content will look like whenever I post it, and if it doesn't fit my aesthetic, then I need to reshoot it or change the way I edit it or just overall scrap the photo, which is my first. It's the first I've been able to do this. And it took just recently to realize that this means I also have to do that with brand deals, because in the past I've been able to just like do brand deals and post them and not worry about it and just get the bag. But now it's like the brand deal needs to be able to be shot within my aesthetic in order for it to even belong on my feed. So it's really exciting. Hello Dash, you just decided to come in and bite me, didn't you? Okay, so yeah, using Unum. I've heard of Planoly as well that people use to plan out their Instagram content. Next is you just gotta stick to it, which is debatably the hardest part. But if you just continue to find inspiration, follow accounts that keep you motivated and inspired, get that accountability partner, figure out the color and theme, and then you're good to go. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope it inspired you to figure out your Instagram aesthetic. It's definitely made it a lot more fun for me to shoot content, and yeah, I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Okay, so this has nothing to do with Instagram aesthetics, but I was house sitting for my brother and watching their dog, and he started to eat the wall. So yeah, I just thought this was funny. Enjoy, but we're done about Instagram. You're so silly.